David from Words of the Spirit. We'll come at you today from Genesis first chapter, third verse. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw the light, and it was good. And He separated the light from the darkness. God called this light day, and the darkness He called night. And there was an evening, and there was morning, and this was the first day. All right, let's drop down to 14 here. We're still on the subject of light. All right, and God said, "Let there be lights in the vault of the sky to separate the night from the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark sacred times and to days and years." That's where the calendar comes from. "And let them be lights in the vault of the sky to give light on the earth." And it was so. And God made two great lights. Now pay attention here. God made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night. All right, this is the verse right here. Just makes me chill. It says, "And He also made the stars." 5 words there. He also made the stars. Like, it's no big deal, because it's God, and He made. Have you ever seen all the stars at night? You know what I mean? He just says, and He also made the stars. Just throw that in there. Oh yeah, you know. And that's the God we serve, that's how much power He has. He also made the stars. All right, let's go to Matthew 5, verse 14. Okay. I thought I had it on there. All right, verse 14 is, "You are the salt of the earth. But the salt loses its saltiness. How can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled under the foot." In other words, just throw it out, throw it out in the yard. And 14 here is where we pick up back on the lights. It says, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and then put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it up on its stand, and it gives light to everyone as in the house. And in the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Well, all right, they're saying there tonight, if you're a Christian, live out the Christian life, let people see these good deeds. In other words, you be a witness. You're trying to get people to go to heaven with you. You don't want them to go to hell, so you want them to kind of follow your pattern, and whatever we do, we're influencing somebody. It don't matter what we do. We either influence them for bad or we're influencing them for good. I'd rather have that eternity in mind to influence them for good. I don't succeed all the time, but I would rather influence them for good. Let's put it that way. And I'm sure there's a lot of times I don't. But let's get right down here on this. This is Genesis 1 again. 1 and 14. "So let there be lights in the vaults of the heavens, and let there be the signs at sacred times and the days of years." And I'm trying to get to the one part that talks about the lesser light at night. So God made two great lights. The great light was govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night. Okay. And I've heard it said that that the moon represents the church in the Bible, but I've never seen that. But it's in this illustration I'm going to give here, it does, but it's just from my point of view. I'm not saying it's in the Bible anywhere, but the greater light, the governor of the day, is the sun, right? The S-U-N, not the S-O-N, which if you'll think about the verses we read a while ago, back here in Genesis 1:3, it said, God said, "Let there be light." And okay, let me get to it right quick since I started. God said, "Let there be light." In the beginning was good. Okay, let there be light right at the top. And there was light. God saw it as good. And then you go all the way to 14 before it says, God said, "Let there be light," on the vaults of the sky to separate the day from the night. I heard a preacher say one time that God said, "Let there be light." In verse 3 was Jesus that lit the creation up, because He's the sun. He's the light of the world. He's our light, guiding place. And when God told us to be, it's Jesus, God, same thing. Over in Matthew It's in the red letters. He said, let your light shine so for men, for others, for people. And so if we look at this where it says God made two lights, two great lights, excuse me, God made two great lights. The greater light to govern the day, the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars, okay? The light during the day is the sun. And when it hits the moon, it reflects. And that's supposed to be what we do, is be a reflection off of Jesus' light. And to reflect, you've seen a full moon where you can see everything. That's why if everybody would shine and reflect the Jesus like that, reflect the sun, S-O-N, that there would be a lot of light on earth. You hear stories about, I don't know if I've ever been to Carlsbad Caverns. I haven't, but I've heard stories where people go down there and it's so dark, they turn off all the lights and tell everybody, watch here. And then the guy strikes a little match and it's like real bright because they're in so much darkness. And, and that's what darkness is the absence of light, right? So then he strikes that one little match and it brightens up. So if everybody has had their light shining like that, and how much light would we reflect off of Jesus to help others, and we want to take people to heaven with us, so we want to shine our light on them, and maybe they'll, see the outcome of it. But anyway, if you get right here, go back to the second point where he also made the stars. Okay, this is the Holy Spirit that's living inside of you, is the same creator that created the earth. Okay, you got God, Jesus, and Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit lives inside of you. It's the Holy Spirit of God and Jesus, which are, all three are one, and the one is three. Okay, they're monolithic, no, they're one, and then the three is one, and the one is three. Anyway, he also made the stars. I mean, if we just remember that, how powerful God is, that we can ask him for anything, and like I say, and ask you for the lottery winnings or not, but if he sees you're a good steward, he might give it to you. I don't know, but I've said that prayer before, and I hadn't won. But anyway, it's I'd probably just do wrong with it, with the money. Anyhow, what I'm trying to say is be a light for the world, reflect Jesus' light, and the way to do that is stay in the Bible, stay studying the Word, and in prayer, and always be mindful of God, and just reading the Bible. A good place to start in is John, and if you just start reading some in John, like a half a verse, then later read a half a verse, and or the next day read a half a verse. You ain't got to read the whole book at once, or you can if you're that, a speed reader and all, and can retain your reading and remember everything you read that quick. That's great. But I'd urge you to read a little something every day out of the Bible, and when you do, pray to God, saying, "God, show me something out of this. What are you trying to tell me through what I'm reading?" You're talking right to the author of the book. Yes, there's 40 men supposed to wrote it. There's 66 books, -40, -1. That's the way I put it. 66 books, 40 people, and one God wrote the whole book, Anyway, I'm getting long-winded and sidetracked here, so, again, I'm going to go. But just remember that you're serving a God who made the stars, that also made the stars, like, it's no big deal. You got that much power living inside of you. Or if you don't, if you're not living for him and you're not sure you're going to go to heaven, just say a prayer, say, "Jesus, save me, show me your light, and get you a Bible, get you at least the Gospel of John. You can get them on your phones, That's what I'm on right now, the phone. That's what I read most of the time. Sometimes I'll get the Bible out because I can mark in it and, underline words and circle them and stuff like that. But just stay in the Bible and stay in the Word and get plugged into a good church, like a good full gospel, a good Baptist church. One where they're preaching the Bible, and get plugged in with them. Give me a comment below or something, and I'll get back to you with my email. We can talk, whatever, if you need to. Anyhow, I'm going to let you go, and so I'll see y'all later. God bless y'all.